He is the funniest man alive. His name is Kevin Hart. And talking about alive this time round, he survived death after an accident. My name is Dennis the Business. Welcome to Black Session TV. Do click subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Now, I'm going to give you the recap of the story. How did it happen? What does the police say? Yeah, and what does the driver say? This time around, it was not Kevin Hart actually driving, but he had a driver. How did he get out and all that? Now, to give you the timeline, at about 12:14 p.m., I actually had to obtain a 911 call that was made from Kevin's home that is in Calabasas at about 2:13 a.m. after his security had driven him from the scene where the crash had happened. Now, there was a female caller who said that Kevin was in a really bad shape. Now, the female caller said that Kevin had been in an accident and needed someone to come get him. She also said that he's not coherent at all, and she told the 911 operator that Kevin had not received any medical treatment. Now, the question is, how the hell did Kevin Hart get away from the scene of the accident? Now, the caller told the police that he couldn't move, that is Kevin Hart, and he had injured something on his back. Now, this was a little bit different, a little bit shocking for the police. Now, the caller also said that the accident happened about 20 minutes ago outside the gated community. As you can see the pictures on your screen right there on your device, that was a gated community, and the car in which Kevin Hart was traveling in actually bumped into the fence, as you can see. On the other side, we can see a cop. Then right down here, we can see that the police came in to put off the fire. I mean, someone can actually ask themselves, how the hell did Kevin Hart survive death? Yes, I'm telling you the story right now. How the funniest man on earth survived death. Now, the callers still say that the accident happened 20 minutes ago outside the gated community, and that was because we know the accident had happened at about 12:45 a.m. Now, what happened at the material time of about 38 minutes past the hour of 8 a.m. Now, they spoke to the witness who was first on the scene and called 911, and he told the police that when he referred to someone getting out of the car, he did not mean Jared. Yeah, Jared, he meant Kevin. Now, he is why the 911 caller thought Kevin was driving the car, because he saw Kevin's security guard remove him through the driver's side window and then walk up towards the roadside. Now, the caller also said that when Kevin got up the road, he looked right at him and then looked at his security guard and said, "Who the F is this?" He says that Kevin and his bodyguard then got in the Escalade and left. Yeah, so that explains how Kevin Hart left the scene of the accident. Yeah, now let's talk about Kevin Hart's car that was carried off the road as the witness surveyed the damage and called 911 to report there were people stuck and first responders would need to cut them out of the vehicle. Wow, when you look at the wreck of that car, imagine Kevin Hart just in that car, and he has gotten stuck in that car. Yeah, and down here, as you can see the scroll down there, you can see that they're putting off the fire uh, that had erupted after the accident. Now, here, what happens is that the male caller said there were two people stuck, but there were three people, I guess, referring to the fact that is Kevin's security that had already taken him from the crash scene. Now, the caller also said that everyone was conscious but scared because they're stuck in there. He added, the roof is so crushed, the car is pretty tortured, and you can hardly actually think that someone had survived. Now, it sounds like there was at least one other civilian on the other scene trying to help. Before cops arrived and the fire department arrived. Now, something new that I learned from this was the call is that the driver, Jared Black, was able to free himself from the car eventually. Now, the caller also said that Jared looked a little bit hurt, but the woman, Jared's fiancée, that is Rebecca Broxterman, was still stuck inside the destroyed 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. Now you can hear him yelling to both Jared and Rebecca to stay calm, and he told them that help was coming. Now, here we have three people who are in this car. That is Kevin, Jared, and Rebecca violently veered off the infamous Mulholland Highway around about 12:45 a.m. That is a Sunday morning over September 2019. That is what happened. Now, both Kevin and Jared suffered what police called major back injuries, while Rebecca was able to walk away with some minor pains. Now, what I know right now is that Kevin underwent successful back surgery, that is Sunday night, but will need a little bit weeks of physical rehab before he's fully recovered. Now, still unclear of the other people's condition. While police are investigating the crash, still they say excessive speed might have been a factor, as it was reported earlier that the witnesses reported hearing tires peeling out moments before hearing the car smash through a fence as it flew off the road. Now, the funny thing about news with celebrities, the first thing that comes to the people's minds is that that could be a stunt. Hell no. This time round, Kevin was supposed to be gone, but he survived. Now, going forward, Kevin Hart here was on the bed, but he wouldn't he wouldn't be out of the woods for a long time, as we can say, as the comedian will require about physical therapy, as the sources close to Kevin tell us here at Black Social TV that he's expected to be released from the hospital by the end of the week. However, he will have a physical or a heavy physical therapy workload in the coming weeks, along with a steady schedule over follow-up doctors and appointments. Now, what will we've been talking about the Sunday night back surgery of Kevin. It was successful. Yes, there is still work to be done to ensure that he comes back 100%. As a funny man that we all know. Now, the cops or the police said that Kevin was riding a shotgun in his 1970 Plymouth early Sunday morning when it carried off the highway, leaving the driver and the backseat passenger a little bit injured and pinned. As for Kevin, left the scene to get medical help and was taken to a nearby hospital real quick. As for the crash, investigators do say that alcohol was not a factor, but they were told that cops are looking into the excessive speed as the possible cause of the wreck. As the witnesses within the earshot of the crash said they had tires obviously screeching off the road like the vehicle was spilling out. Now, the driver of the vehicle, Jared Black, was airlifted to UCLA Medical Center, but his condition is still unknown. But as we get to know it, obviously, I'm here at Black Social TV to give you what is happening. Let's talk about Eniko Hart's who is Eniko Hart's trainer who was in the backseat but made it out with minor pain. Now, that is the trainer who was also part of the guys in the car. That is Kevin, Jared, and the trainer. The trainer is Eniko Hart's trainer, and Eniko Hart is the wife too, Kevin Hart. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how the funniest man on earth survived death. I'm Dennis the Business. Black Social TV it is. Click subscribe. I'm out.